What's up, YouTube? Thanks for stopping by my channel. I definitely appreciate it. The reason I've gathered you all here today is to discuss Travis Scott's latest album, Utopia, which dropped about a week ago, and I wanted to wait a week before I gave my opinion and review on this album just so that I give an honest review by listening to the album more than one time. And before I get into it, I do want to say I am a Travis Scott fan. I've been a Travis Scott fan since Rodeo. I really loved the album Rodeo. I loved Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, and my favorite Travis Scott album is Astroworld. He did come out with something in 2019, but it only had 7 songs on it, so I'm not sure if it was considered an album. Wasn't really a fan of that one. So essentially, I've been waiting on a project from Travis Scott since 2018, so 5 years now. That's a long time, Travis Scott. Need you to come out more consistently from here on out. But with that being said, Travis Scott is still somehow always in my top 5 at the end of the year when Spotify does their top 5 thing. Consistently every year since they've been doing it, Travis Scott has been in the top 5 for me without even making an album. So obviously I am a fan of Travis Scott. I do love his work. So let's get into the review. This is obviously my opinion and my opinion only. I know everyone is not going to agree. I've been hearing some people really love the album and then others really hate the album. So it's been going like in different ways. You either love it or you hate it, I guess. It just depends on who you are and what you like. So let's get into my mini review on the Travis Scott album, Utopia. And before we really get into the review, I just want to say that this is not going to be a deep dive. I'm kind of just skimming through it real quick and giving a quick opinion on it. I'm not going to hit every song because, in my opinion, I don't believe every song is worth hitting. So I'm not going to review everything. It's just going to be a quick skim through, and I'm going to give my opinion on it, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. And some songs I will not be talking about at all just because, me personally, I didn't like all of it. So the first song on the album was Hyena. I wasn't feeling it. I tried to listen to it. I listened to it more than a few times during the week. Wasn't really feeling it like that. The next song was Thank God. Now, I was feeling Thank God. It was a good song. I liked it. I liked it a lot. The second half, when that beat kicked in, though, that's what made the song for me. When that beat kicked in, that second part of the song, I was really feeling that. The beat switch up and all of that. I was feeling that part. Modern Jam is a skip. Not a fan of the party pop beats and all of that. So that song is a skip. Skips all the way down to God's Country, which I'm not a big fan of that song, but I can tolerate it. It's not really hitting for real for me right now, but I'm not skipping it either. I let it play out. Maybe with time, I'll enjoy that song more, like I was trying to do with a lot of the songs that I was listening to throughout the week. Like if I knew I didn't like it, I would try to keep listening to it to see if maybe there's something that would change for me, but it wasn't changing. So God's Country is not a skip, not for me. It was okay. Sirens, skip. Meltdown, obviously, was fire. That song was fire. Drake jumped on that verse and he went off. It was actually my favorite song on the album. On the first couple of times I listened to the album, Meltdown was my favorite by far. As a matter of fact, the first time I listened to the album, Meltdown was the only song that I liked. Obviously, that's a great song. At least for me, I loved it. Fiend was a skip. Del Resto with Beyonce, that's a skip. Now, although Del Resto is a skip, I do understand why some people would like it. If you're a big Beyonce fan, I get it. You're going to like the song. But for me, I listened to it more than a few times, and it's just not really something I can vibe with, so I'm going to skip on that one. I know it's fire. I jammed that bit all week. That bit was fire. I'm telling you, I was feeling that song. I know, definitely feeling it. Sometimes when that song was over, I'll play it back. Let me hear that one again. Utopia Twins is fire. I was feeling it. Maybe not fire. But Utopia Twins was good. I was feeling Utopia Twins. I feel like we definitely could have did without that first verse. We definitely could have did without that first verse from old boy Rob 49. We could have did without that first verse. I wasn't feeling the first verse. When that verse was on, it for me the song doesn't get decent until his verse is over. Once his verse is over, then okay, we in it. Now we rolling. I feel like 21 and Travis, they could have handled that song on their own. There was really no need for Rob 49. Actually, I've never heard of him before. I think it's cool that Travis is bringing out people, putting him on this album, trying to give him some shine. But in my opinion, His verse kind of brought the song down a little bit, but nonetheless, it's still a good song. Circus Maximus. Now, I know a lot of people love that song. I know that Travis, he sampled the beat from Kanye's song, Black Skinheads, I think it was. Yeah, Black Skinheads. So he sampled that. A lot of Kanye fans, they gonna love that song. I get it. But for me, that song is ass cheeks. Unpopular opinion, I know, I get it. We got the fans who love Kanye, got the fans who love Travis. But me, I'm just giving like real opinions. Like I'm not being biased at all. You know what I'm saying? Some people they have an artist and they listen to him, they just gonna say it's fire just because it's their favorite artist. I'm not that type of fan. I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it as real as possible, as real as I can. If I don't like it, I don't like it. And Circus Maximus, hated it. I don't like the poppy beats. I don't like that. I didn't like the song when Kanye was on it. I didn't like the beat. When I hear the beat, it's hard to even get past that beat. It's just not my style. So Circus Maximus, that's a doodle emoji for me. Cheeks. Paracel is not necessarily a skip. I can let it play out. It really depends on the mood. But it's a lot of talking in that song. Not really feeling that part. But depending on my mood, I can let it play. I feel like most days, most moods, I'm skipping. Most days, I'm skipping that song. But throughout the week, I let all the songs play so I can give them an honest listen. But now that I've listened to them more than enough times, I know which ones I'm feeling and which ones I'm not. So from here on out, Paracel is most likely going to be a skip, but I can see myself listening to it on certain days, depending on what's going on. What I did like is there's a guy on that song named Young Lean. Although I wasn't feeling his part of the song, I did like the fact that Travis Scott actually gave him a chance to jump on the album. You get what I'm saying? And I say that because I looked into it, and Young Lean is a Swedish rapper. He's from Sweden. So I thought it was pretty cool to let somebody like that jump on and get him more exposure. Now, I think that's dope on Travis' part. But in my personal opinion, I just wasn't feeling it. But I do like the fact that he gave Buddy a chance. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Travis Scott for that. Schizo is cool. Second half of the song, when the beat switched up, that was fire. That was definitely fire. But Schizo is cool. I feel it. It's something I can listen to on a regular basis. Lost Forever, I feel like that song had potential, but when Westside Gunn got on the song, it was warm shit for me. After Westside Gunn, to me the song was just I'm really not engaged anymore once his verse starts. Love was a skip. K-pop was a skip. K-pop is a skip with 5 P's. I'm skipping K-pop from across the street. I'm running across the street to skip that song. If I somehow left my phone upstairs and I have my speaker downstairs and the music, K-pop comes on, I'm sprinting upstairs to skip that song. I'm skipping that song from the parking lot. You know how sometimes you busy and you playing your music and a song that you don't necessarily care for come on, but you're not really going to change it because you in the middle of doing something. I will drop everything I'm doing to run upstairs and skip that song. Telekinesis seems to be a hot topic on this album right now. Me, personally, I'm not feeling it. Not yet, at least. You know how sometimes you listen to an album and after months and months of listening to it, you hear a song, you're like, dang, like, this one was a sneaker. Like, how come I didn't like this one the first time I heard it or the first few times I heard it? Maybe that'll happen to me later, but as of right now, K-pop, I'm not a fan of that song. And Till Further Notice. Now, that song to me is flames. Flames. I listened to that song so many times throughout the week. I was listening to that song in the gym, and that's not even a gym song, but I was still listening to it in the gym, playing it. It come on, play it again, run it back again. That song to me is just so smooth. It's a good. I just love the song, and that's my favorite song on the album. Now, obviously, everybody's not gonna agree with that. I feel like most people are probably gonna say Meltdown is their favorite song on the album, but for me, it's definitely Till Further Notice. The song was good. The verses were good. The beat was flames. Definitely my favorite song. Now, like I said before, I am a fan of Travis Scott, so I've been waiting on Travis to really drop an album, like an album. Since 2018. That's 5 years. And 5 years is a long time. So when I first listened to the album, when it came out last Friday, first day, listened to it, off of first listen, I knew I gotta give my personal review on this album. So if I had to rate this album on a scale from 1 to 10 off of the very first listen, I was ready to give it a 4. Off of first listen, I was not feeling it. Only song I was feeling on the album off the very first listen was Meltdown. I was ready to give it a 4, and probably lower than that, just because I only liked one song. But after listening to it for a full week continuously, it was almost the only thing I was listening to this past week. So after listening to it a number of times throughout the week, I'm going to give the album on a scale from 1 to 10 a 5.5. Definitely not my favorite. Rodeo to me was amazing. Birds in the Trap, Saint McKnight was amazing. Astro World was literally out of this world for me. I love that album. Jack Honcho, I'm not really going to consider that one an album. It was only 7 songs. I think it was like 19 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. Wasn't feeling that one. And now Utopia. I'm going to give Utopia a 5.5. So with all that being said, Travis, I'm going to need you to drop another album before the year ends to make up for this album that you just gave us. I'm just capping. I know it don't work like that. I know it don't work like that. Especially since he ain't come out with nothing for 5 years. He definitely ain't about to come out with 2 in 1 year. It would be nice though. That concludes my video for today. I appreciate you all stopping by to hear my opinion on the Travis Scott album. Please do me a favor and leave what you rated the album on a scale from 1 to 10. Like I said, mine was 5.5. Please tell me how you feel. What's your number after you listen to the album? Please like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share so that I can get more subscribers. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Peace.